How's it going, guys? Chad here. Time for an update on what the heck's going on. I do not believe I updated last week. I've been quite busy. I was out of town, going to be out of town a lot in August. I'm probably going to be headed to China, probably, and then I'm going to Cape Cod for my for a baby shower for my fiance. So get it in while we can. Sunflowers are doing good. Gourds finally hit the trellis there. Hopefully that guy will start to take off here pretty quick. Go over to the garden. Garden's looking real good. Has bounced back pretty darn well from the hail. Tomatoes are going bonkers. This is a pumpkin plant. Yeah, I honestly have not spent a whole lot of time in here. Emily has been. We harvested a bunch of garlic the other day. Ooh, looks like my sprinkler's not working. Another pumpkin plant for jack-o'-lanterns. But I'm curious if I have actual pumpkins in here anywhere. Doesn't look like it. And watermelons are doing good. Everything's looking pretty good. That cabbage is beautifully colored. So let's check on the pumpkins. I gotta admit, I was, to say I was very disappointed would probably be par. Barely par. So this is the 1937 Urena. Today Emily and I put my grow boards down on two of the pumpkins. This one is 21 days old. So yesterday was 20 days old, and it was just at about 50 pounds. That is tiny. Very disappointing. I think I tried to be at 100 pounds at day 20. So I was asking myself, what's going on? Why is it only 50 pounds? The plant is a little bit smaller than I would prefer, but I've had bigger pumpkins with smaller plants at this time. I'm kind of leaning towards perhaps it's water. I've tried to put down a lot less water this year than in years past, because this year I'm just watering once a day with a lot of overhead watering throughout the course of the day. So I think I'm going to start watering a bit more, and hopefully that will rectify the dismal growth. Emily and I went through vine bearing. Was probably at least I'm gonna say a week and a half behind. We've just been real busy, so I've been arranging and untangling all the vines. You can see all the vines that I've had to cut off and prune. And yeah, so we're getting caught up today. We got up at about 6 o'clock on our day off, and we're burying vines all morning long. So we got this 1718 Seah number 1 done. We got the 1718 number 2 done. Most of the 1937 Urena, and none of the 2043 Clemenson. Will work on that one here as soon as I'm done shooting this here video. But this is the 1718 Seah number 1. Yeah, the plant's pretty small from here to there. Is this plant, I would say maybe 300-ish. Yeah, maybe 250 to 300 square foot. Not a lot of plant here. It's still going pretty good, but not a whole lot of plant. This one is probably 17 days old, and if I want it to get to 100 pounds by day 20, it needs to turn on the jets as well. We'll go check out this guy. So probably the biggest plant, the 1718 Seahas number 2. This one is, I'm gonna say, 15 days old, and it's looking pretty good. Terminated a lot of vines. This plant you know, if each of my quadrants is 400 square feet, this one's probably, I would say, 350 square feet. So this is my biggest plant right now. But one of the most interesting things is really this 2043 Clements plant has really been turning on the jets the last week or so, when all the rest of the plants have started to slow down. You can see all the pumpkins and everything. It got so far behind. When everything else has kind of started to slow down a bit, this one's really been going. So you can see how far behind I am with vine burying. But the main vine is at the end. I'm going to wrap it around this way and direct it towards the 1718 plant. I'm going to make it go that way and just kind of keep it going. I do have a pumpkin started on this one. Unfortunately, I am not 100% on if it's good. I was going to kind of inspect everything once I got these walking boards moved and the vines tended, but let's go take a gander. I pollinated this on the 3rd, so today's the, what did I say, the 11th? So 3, so it's 8 days, and it's about the size of a baseball. I would really like to see a bigger pumpkin at 8 days old. It still looks good, but it looks extremely tiny. Great stem. Yeah, it's still good. It's nice and solid, but it's a flippin' miniature pumpkin. And then I had a brain fart, and I missed the next pumpkin down the line. I was supposed to pollinate, or I thought it was going to open one day later than what it actually did. And I went to work early that day, and I came home, and sure as heck, totally missed that one. And because I'm in the screen house, I know there was no bees or anything in here to do it for me. So my last hope on this plant is this little guy over here at the very end, which you know, he's probably 4 or 5 days out, and at this point it'd be a real late pollination, but I'd have a real big plant behind it, so it would be better than nothing. It's just been so hot. That is the story of the year here. It has been hot. Many days over 100, and then it'll be 100 and we get a crazy downpour. And yeah, it's kind of like I'm back in Vegas, but you know, still learning. Definitely not where I want to be this year, not even a little bit. So I am a bit disappointed, but I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'm a rookie compared to a lot of the great local growers that have been doing this for years and years and years, and even more so everybody, the country and the world over. I'm learning every year, but yeah, I mean, this pumpkin, for what it's worth, it looks great. It's got that nice hump in it. I like those. Those are typically, you know, those are heavy pumpkins. The color on that guy should be good. So yeah, hopefully it just keeps on growing. It'll kind of spider out and fill in this area, and we'll get this plant at 400 square foot, and then maybe he'll have some real great gains through August and into September, and we'll end up with maybe 1,000 pounder or so. But that's it, guys. The plants are still looking real good. Screenhouse is doing its job. Misting is doing its job, aside from the scorch and the roasted vines. All things considered, you know, I'm pretty happy. I already have ideas on, I need to upgrade the misting system for next year, suspend it from the roof. But yeah, all in all, you know, it is what it is. Hope everybody's grow is going great this year. Hopefully better than mine. As always, questions, comments, queries, or even a concern, hit that like button down there. Post if you have a question. Let me know how you're doing. I really do want to know. Is the heat affecting you? Do you have any issues? Let me know if I'm alone or not in the trials and tribulations this year. Hope everybody's going well. You have a good one.